Marcus Licinius Crassus was perhaps the richest man in Roman history, but how did he get there?
Crassus was born in 115 BC to Publius Licinius Crassus and Venuleia.
He was born into wealth and prestige. His father was consul in 97 BC and a commander in Iberia.
His father sadly committed suicide, and Crassus fled to Spain when he was only 28 years old.
One of his first steps to popularity was when he sided with Sulla against Marius. He helped him gain control of Italy and realized he could seize this opportunity to increase his personal status and wealth.
Then, in 73 BC, he was elected praetor.
His next major step was his response to the Spartacus rebellion.
The slave rebellion started in the early 70 BCs, consisting of the slave army numbering between 70,000 and 12,000, and the Roman armies.
Crassus, with 8 legions, cornered Spartacus at Lucania and finally defeated the slave army. He crucified 6,000 of the survivors along the Appian Way.
Even though this was a great victory for Crassus, some of his spotlight was shared with his rival Pompey, who mopped up the slaves who escaped in battle.
He won over the people of Rome with feasts to show he was far more superior than Pompey.
Pompey and Crassus were made consul in 70 BC. Pompey, his rival. However, Crassus made full use of this to further increase his wealth and influence.
In 65 BC, Crassus was made censor. 2 of his most significant policies of granting citizenship to the north of the river in Po in Gaul and annexing Egypt both failed, and he was forced to resign the position.
Despite this, Caesar persuaded Crassus to put aside his differences with Pompey and create the first triumvirate. With Caesar as the political powerhouse, Pompey as the military powerhouse, and Crassus as the financial powerhouse, they could control nearly everything.
As if all this power and prestige wasn't enough, Crassus and Pompey become consuls again in 55 BC.
A little while later, Crassus left for Syria, where he was going to invade Parthia.
He was successful at first, as he had been expanding his wealth with his several military victories.
He crossed the Euphrates with his son, who was a cavalry commander. Sadly, along the way, he lost everyone he was traveling with, including his son.
He was captured by 10,000 mountain archers from Parthia. He was killed by having molten gold poured down his throat. They did this to represent how wealthy he was.